Where do black men go when we cry? We go silent. We go violent. We find a depressive man cave and hide inside it. When of our heartache we are constantly reminded, we find that running is the only way to survive it, suicide. I've tried it. Obviously, I couldn't even get that right, since the aftermath of trying was me sitting alone in silence, wondering why I hadn't started dying. See, I wanted to be a statistic. One who couldn't live with the voices and the noises and the imprisonment of existence. I had just dropped out of college. I was failing, to be honest, and the hurt of love unreturned never was acknowledged. The pain had me held hostage. I thought 25 pills would stop it. I just wanted it abolished because my life was catastrophic. That night, I knew exactly where my mom went. To that place where they say God lives. She made it a habit to put prayer into action. As I sat there unable to imagine who or where God is, I saw demise as a safe space, the grave as an escape place, hoping the afterlife was sweeter. Between what's next and regret, I teetered as I reached out to the Reaper to be my gateway. I felt sadness all around me. As in a living room full of tears, I was drowning. What's ironic is, in a living room, I felt nothing but death around me. My head started pounding as flashbacks of failure started shouting, repeating every mistake I had ever made loudly to ensure any pride my mama had in me would be broken once she found me. In that moment, I started to panic. Thoughts were those of a manic. I no longer wanted to die. I just didn't want to live with this damage. But how could I undo what happened? And after this, how could I manage? It's one thing to have baggage. It's another thing not knowing how to unpack it. I called my best friend to come quickly. I told him I fell and hit my head and needed him to come get me. I had him drop me off at the ER, but the shame had already convinced me that they couldn't fix me. I walked back home instead of inside, sat in that same chair and cried. Now knowing where the Spirit of God was, all I could do was ask, why am I still here? In the presence of the Most High, the answer was because my life had a purpose, and at this time I could not die. That revelation was my saving grace. But how many more of us can't say the same? If we had the liberty to be broken with acceptance, then maybe more of us wouldn't stay that way. Instead, we don't get the grace to say we're hurting in a major way. All we get is talked about for not manning up enough to take the pain. Then we go idle, we go psycho, we go routes that's suicidal, we go bridal when the entitled feel like we owe them explanations for our spiral. We go to social media for survival, where our cries for help go viral. Nobody listens or pays attention until our signs of life are no longer vital. Then we go lifeless, we go lightless. We dim our own shine so no one hears us crying. We go on an emotionally broken journey until we find it, that man cave, and then we choose to die inside it.